start somewhere and done the same thing as well. When I am doing my posts, I really put a lot of thought into it. It takes sitting down and planning. When I first became a coach, my upline told me, being a coach is being a product of the product, which means you post 3 to 5 times a day. Well, when I started, I was literally like, post, didn't think much about it, took a selfie, like wrote a little something and checked it off my to-do list. I did not sit down and really think about not the content of the post, but the picture as well. And then when I realized that I wasn't getting much traction on my posts, it really made me want to sit down and evaluate. I think that evaluating and reflecting is so important to your social media. And please don't get me wrong, it's not about getting a bunch of likes. It's not about having a lot of comments or having a lot of followers. You don't have to have this huge social media following. But for me, the way that I run my business and what's successful for me is the more likes I have, that's the more people that I can talk to. That's the more people that I can send. Can you still hear me? My picture cut out. I just want to make sure. Okay. I don't know what Zoom's doing. It's doing something funky. But the more likes that I have, the more comments, that's more people that I can reach out to and I can talk to and I can build those relationships with, and I can invite them to my challenge groups. And they're the people that I'm talking to are going to be my future challengers and my future coaches on my team. So when I sat down and I started evaluating my posts, I wrote out 6 questions that I ask every single time that I post on my my pages. Is my image clear? Is my image eye-catching? Is that something that someone's going to stop their scroll? Because I think we only get, when someone's scrolling through your Facebook page, you only get their attention for like 0.25 seconds or something. Because I mean, think about scrolling through your Facebook. How often do you actually stop and look at people's pictures? And if you just have to have that image that's going to stop them and get them to stop their scroll. And is it similar to something that I've done recently? I love the grids that we get on Instagram. I pull up my Instagram weekly to check out my images to make sure that they're not duplicated. And as you can see on the left side of the screen, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pictures that are basically exactly the same. Maybe, I have a Christmas tree in one, I have my precious child in another one, I have my, but they're the exact same faces, the exact same smiles. They're all on the same side of the screen. But on the other side, when I started reflecting and I started reviewing and I started looking at my pictures and making sure that I have different angles and that I'm, doing different poses and that the camera is not in the exact same place, I started getting more variety. And honestly, my traction really was boosted with that. And, I really want to encourage you to play around with your camera. There are great apps like Snapseed and Photify that let you put filters and let you zoom in and zoom out. And my friends make fun of me. Even at Summit, people were kind of picking on me a little bit because I will take whatever I can to get my camera at that. So like I had a box with peanut butter, and then there was like the I don't know what else I had, a water bottle, just to kind of get my camera and my phone to be that perfect angle. And I'm sorry, I'm like super ADHD. Yourself, I hear. Sorry. Another question. Hey Alden, the message is inspiring me to tell your story, and is it relatable to my audience? I am also not a super creative person. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, that's me, I have the same picture on every single post, but I'm not super creative, I want to encourage you to go on to Pinterest. when I first became a coach, I created 2 Pinterest boards. One is a Beachbody post idea. I'll scroll through there. I'll look through motivational quotes. I'll look through fitness pictures. If I just see something that I think, wow, that would be really great to replicate or to over, I will post it to that board. Another Pinterest board that I have are recipes that I can recreate, because a lot of my audience really likes clean eating recipes, things that are easy and quick for moms to do on a school night, or crock pot meals. So I have those 2 Pinterest boards, and those have been so very valuable to me, because on nights that I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I don't really know what to do tonight. My life is boring. We've sat up at home all day. I haven't even gotten dressed, and here it is Saturday evening at 5 o'clock. Like I have nothing to talk about. I can go onto those Pinterest boards and get motivation, or motivation for a picture to recreate. And it's also very fun, because like all of these pictures, not my pictures, the pictures that I recreated, they're super eye-catching. And then I can easily go and with my phone recreate them. And all of these posts did really well for me. I was able to start conversations with a bunch of new people. Be sure you know who you're talking to. Are you trying to attract with that post? Are you telling a story? Are you trying to get someone's attention? And when all of my posts, I act like I'm talking to 3 people. Either my best friend, so like I'm picking up the phone, I want to send her a message, that's who I'm talking to. I also write a lot of posts talking to the person who's telling me not right now, because I want to overcome their objection. I want to show them that, you really can benefit from this. You really want to do this. You joining a challenge group or doing a Beachbody program is going to change. This is why it's good for you. And then I also write a lot of posts about writing to me before I started Beachbody. And then the little image over here is just my avatar. My avatar, I have it sitting right here on my desk. I can see it every time I sit down to get to work and when I'm planning my posts. And they're just little details about her. So when I'm writing my post or thinking through my post, I always like to think, okay, well, would that reach my avatar or my dream challenger? When I say avatar, I mean dream challenger or dream coach. Okay, are you really sharing your program? We have, right now, a lot of us are going through Shift Shop, and I see a lot of posts, and I have done them as well. Just completed day 2, great workout. But that doesn't share anything. It doesn't tell, what you're doing, what the program looks like, what it feels like, what did you overcome to do it? And, Shalene suggested at Summit, which I have really taken, these pictures are from before Summit, but I've really taken to heart, is not saying, oh, day 4 of Shift Shop. Because people can just go and Google that. They don't need to ask you questions. They don't need to know what you're doing, because they can go find that information themselves. So if you haven't listened to Shalene's talk from Summit this year, I highly recommend that you go and look for that. It should be on YouTube. I'm sure there's a link somewhere on YouTube for it. But when I am going through a program, I want to be as transparent about it as possible to the people following me. I want to talk about not just the workouts and what the workouts look like, but also my nutrition, what I'm eating, what I'm cooking, what I'm craving, because, we're not perfect people, what I'm struggling with, what I've had to overcome. So when someone sends me a message, or I'm talking to someone about my next Shift Shop challenge group, they already kind of have a little bit of an idea of what they're in for, what they're going to be expected to eat, what the programs are, what the workouts are going to take from them. Are they going to be 30 minutes? Are they going to be 45 minutes? And I had another thing that I was going to say, and I completely lost my train of thought. So that's just about sharing your program. I want to encourage you all to really dig deep into your story. I absolutely love this quote that says, don't be afraid to tell your story. Your voice is important and your story is unique. Each one of us has a story. And I know when I first started coaching, I really kind of struggled with my story, because I don't have anything life-changing. I am a mom with 2 kids. I have a good job. I have an incredible husband. I had a really great childhood. You know, I just I didn't feel like I had something. And all of these coaches that I was looking at when I first became a coach had something. Like Jen, who has, you know, had her husband that was going to grad school full time, and Val retired her husband from the military, and Katie Ursa was overcoming cancer. And I just felt like I didn't have anything. But what I really, once I sat down and looked at myself, I did have something. I was a mom that's so super relatable. I have overcome major confidence issues, and something I still struggle with every single day. Multi-level marketing, network marketing is something brand new to me, and that's something that I had to overcome. And as you can see in both of these posts, I talk about that. And when I talk about those things, it's just kind of letting the people that are following me see a little bit into me and know who I am as a person. So when they come to me and they decide for me to be their coach, they know what I'm all about. They know who I am. They know me from, like, we're already friends. So if they saw me in real life, it's not that awkward, like, oh, that's that girl on Facebook that, you know, posts her workouts every day. That's Alden. I know about her. I know what she's like and what she's overcome and how she feels and how she thinks. It just gives a little bit more, makes you a little bit more real to your audience. And this one, the Shakeology selfie, we've all done it. We've all been there. We still do it. I still do it. I still have Shakeology selfies. But I want to encourage you again to just kind of dig a little deeper with your Shakeology selfies. Don't just say, oh, healthiest meal of the day, just drank my 7 salad shake that tastes like chocolate. Instead, talk about the benefits of it. Talk about, you know, these are just examples, but you know, I talk about how it kind of keeps me regular. It keeps me comfortable. It does a lot for my digestion. Since I've drank Shakeology, my hair has gotten shinier. My skin has gotten clearer. And I make it relatable. Like here, I'm a very low maintenance girl. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I have 3 hairstyles, you know. So with your Shakeology, but when I talk about it in this way, and I talk more about it than just as a quote-unquote weight loss shake, then people don't object to it. They realize the importance of it when I implement a part of their challenge pack. So, to wrap up my portion of the call, I just want to encourage you to pay attention to what your audience responds to. What kind of posts are getting you the most engagement? What are you talking about? On the ones that you're getting the most likes, or the most new people to talk to from your posts, or you have people messaging you. What are those posts like? How can you repeat that, but in a different way, so it's not the exact same thing over and over again? And what kind of things does your audience seem to say, so what about? And those are the things that you kind of want to just put aside and maybe not share that part again. And for me, my example for that, I want to share with you. This summer, I have a brown thumb, but for some reason this summer, me and my son have just completely lucked out. And we have been growing this garden in our backyard. And I was so super excited about this garden because it was the first time that I was able to grow something. And I was producing flowers and vegetables, and I posted about it the first time and it didn't do too good. I was like, okay, that's no big deal. I'm super excited about it, so I'm going to share it again. And I posted about it another time in a different way. And again, I didn't get that much interaction with it. And so I really, honestly, my audience, for whatever reason, because I think it's just absolutely awesome, doesn't care about my garden. And it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm okay with it because I'm obsessed with it. But I just don't need to share that part quite as much. People aren't responding to it. So I'm just going to put that aside. I'll talk about it with my husband. I'll call my best friend and share with her about how awesome my garden is, but I don't need to share about it on social media because that's not what my audience cares about. Unfortunately, they don't care about my garden. So I hope that I was able to give you some tips to help you dig a little bit deeper on your social media page and your post. And Kelsey, I'm going to throw it over to you.
All right. Hey, guys. All right. So I am Kelsey, and I am a diamond coach. I'm also a teacher that has gone back to school this week. Lord help me. And a mama to 2 wild boys. So anyways, let me share my screen. Let me get to this slideshow. All right. So I'm talking about consistency. And I think, like, especially as a newer coach, I thought, yeah, they're telling me that I've got to post 3 to 5 times a day. Yeah, I'll post my sweaty skeleton, and I'll do an all call at night. And I didn't really pay attention to what I was posting, and I didn't really understand the importance of it. But now looking back, I see how important it is and how necessary it is to our business in order to grow. So anyway, here we go.
Hey, Kelsey.
So how are we going to be consistent?
Kelsey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, guys, if you're hopping on, make sure you mute. Your background noise is like flooding the call. I see like 3 or 4 microphones unmuted, so make sure you click the mute button because we're picking up all of your background noise instead of being able to hear what they are saying.
Okay. So how are you going to be consistent? And again, as I said, like, how are you consistent? You show up and you do the work. But I know a lot of my coaches they struggle with that because it's scary. You don't know exactly what to do. But the biggest thing then my biggest piece of advice is going to be for you just to be a product of the product and show what has worked for you, show what you're doing throughout the day, and just be real. And at the bottom, it says, even on the hard months, just do it. And I can say that, and I can say it gladly that, like I'm used to hitting at least Success Club 10. Well, last month, it kicked my butt. And I earned 8. And that was a low month, but I still was consistent. Like, I still put in the work and showed up every single day, because what I think a lot of people also don't understand is what we do now, what we do today, what we did last week and the week before that is not going to show up automatically. So we have to put in the work today, and we might not see those people, those challengers signing up until 3 weeks from now. And as crazy as it seems, it's the truth. So you have to be consistent. You have to show up every single day. People are watching you. People are watching you. People that I messaged the first week that I was a coach are just now signing up with me. They hung around and they waited to see if I was going to actually stick it out. Am I going to really do all this stuff that I'm, and as they might see it, as I'm pretending that I'm going to do? Am I really going to be here a year from now? Am I really going to keep working out every day? I mean, yeah, you used to go to the gym and work out, but you quit that. So are you going to keep this up? But people are seeing now that, yeah, I am that girl that still works out at home. And yeah, I'm that girl that has finally gotten results that she's never had before. And now they're like, let me do what she's doing. So people might watch you for weeks. They might watch you for months, and they might watch you for a whole year. But if you are consistent and you show up, then they're going to either not get in shape and not try to do something for themselves, or they're going to join you. I know, like, for myself personally, like Val, she's my upline, and I like to post that she had, but I did not sign up immediately. I did not sign up until 3 months later, and that was with her following up with me. And then I finally decided, yeah, I think I'll try this. So just know and remember that people aren't always going to be willing to, just because you love what you do. People aren't always going to be like, hey, let me do it because she likes it. You've got to show up. You've got to be consistent, because if you're not, I mean, would you invest with someone that did not show up and do the freaking work? I wouldn't, because why would I put my money? Why would I put my trust? Why would I waste my time? Okay, if you can't show up on social media and like walk the line and do what you say that you're doing, no one else is going to believe you either. So what do you share? You've got to post 3 to 5 times daily, okay, on your social media. So whether that be Facebook, whether that be Instagram, whatever it is that you prefer, you've got to share. So, and I'll kind of go through what I do. Share why it works for you. Why does this program that you're doing, without spilling the beans on what program it is that you're doing, or how many specific days, without sharing every single thing in one post. And that's something that I learned from Summit too, from Shalene, is you don't have to just give every single detail in one post. Like, drag people along, give them breadcrumbs, make them want to know what you're talking about, make them want to know, what is that program that she keeps talking about? I need to do that. Share why that works for you. Share how you make it work. For me, like I said, I'm a mama. I'm half crazy anyway. I have 2 wild boys. I teach full time. I coach cheer. Like, people relate. Like, I'm busy and I make this work. Okay? You're busy. You make this work. Everyone else, like, we all have excuses as to why we can't show up and make this happen. So you've got to share your story and make yourself relatable to other people. How it helps you physically, mentally, how it helps you financially as a coach. Again, this is something too that I struggled. So I kind of thought that I had to be like everybody else, okay? That I had to, I don't know, like, appear to have it all together. When reality is, I've already said it 5 times, so you probably believe me now. Like, I don't have my life together. I'm like crazy and sporadic, as you can tell. But people relate to me in the fact that, Alden, I'm not like you. I have ferns, like right now, hanging on my front porch that are brown and dead, and it drives my mother crazy. But I haven't had time or taken the time to take them down. But people relate to that. People relate to the fact that my laundry room looks like a hurricane that took place in there. And I am not going to try and pretend that I have all that together. But those are things that people relate to. And when I post about things like that, people respond like crazy. And it has absolutely nothing to do with my fitness or my shake or anything. But I'm sharing me. I'm sharing my flaws. And I'm being real and honest and genuine with people. Okay? The 10X rule, which is a book that you need. Okay, and it's short and sweet, but as I was thinking about talking tonight, I thought, crap, I know there's something in that book that I've got to share. So I am like literally going to keep it short. But people think that they can post twice a day on Facebook or Twitter and that they're creating an effect. It goes on to say that a couple of posts aren't going to get you noticed. If you keep showing up over and over and over and make it obvious that you're just not going anywhere, that's when people believe you. Okay? You can't post once a week and expect people to be like, oh yeah, she's that awesome coach that's really helping people and changing their lives. You've got to show up and flood the news feed. Okay? Not in an over-the-top way that drives people crazy, but by showing up and people knowing that she's, in the morning, she's going to have her stuff together. In the afternoon, she's going to be posting. Like, people expect it. And you provide that. Another thing in this book, and that's the last time I'll read from this book, but it says another problem for us, and that means like social networking, is getting through the noise in the marketplace. I mean, if you just stop and think about when you scroll through Facebook, I mean, there's the makeup, there's the lipstick, there's other nutrition, other diet trends, there's all kinds of stuff that just floods my news feed. And I don't want to seem or appear to be salesy. I don't want to be pushing or cramming this stuff on there. So by sharing me and my everyday life with people, I feel like I'm just giving people little snippets and they want to know more about me and my journey. So we have to get through that noise. We have to get noticed and get through the noise. And the more that you post, the more people are going to like your post, the more people that are going to start following you, the more people that you're going to develop into challengers. So if you have not read that book, 10X Rule, you need to do so. All right, and I'm not going to get on my soapbox, but this is huge, and you can take it or leave it, but you're hurting yourself if you don't take it. So this is, also, when you scroll through, if you have people that just tag you in every blessed thing that comes through Facebook, you've got to go through, like tonight, I'm going to show you how to do that. If you don't get it, if you don't write it down, then go to Google and type it in. But people that constantly share things, if you're doing that, stop. Because people don't want to see things that have been shared, or like all the recipes and nutrition, like all that junk, like stop. You just want to share you. People can see that mess on everybody else's page. They don't have to see it on yours. You need to stand out and be different. So you're sharing you, you're sharing your life, you're sharing what works for you. You, just you. So don't share stuff. And people that tag, like I had to go in and stop the madness, because I like legit, like I'm a teacher, and the yearbook was on sale last year, and every person in Choctaw County went through and tagged me, and 11 people were trying to put the yearbook thing on my post, and it was driving me nuts. So there's a way to stop it. You go to turn on the timeline review. There is a way that you can make it where you have to accept or allow someone to post something on your Facebook, okay? And this, you've got to do it. So click at the top right of the Facebook page, click settings. I mean, y'all can read, y'all see this. I'm telling you that you need to do this, because that way you're not bombarded with the junk and the mess. Because if I go to your Facebook page and I scroll through there, if there's a bunch of garbage, then I don't think you're legit. I think that you're just sharing somebody else's knowledge, and I want to know what you know. I don't care what everybody else thinks. I don't want to see just the mess. So you got to do this. All right, so for me, my system, and this is going to be short and sweet because this is not really what I needed to even talk about tonight. But for me, for my system, for getting all this done in a day, so each morning I get up and work out. For 30 minutes, I do my posting and my challenge trips and all that for social media. And like Alden, I kind of have a game plan. I've gotten to where at nighttime, since school is starting, that I have my quote already ready. I have an idea of where I want to take my picture, so that way in the morning I'm not wasting my time thinking, okay, where can I stand? What can I do? I needed it to be different. Like, I have a game plan, and then I just put it into action and I go. At school, like, so I do my post in the morning. I cannot post at school. Heavens to Betsy, if I did that, I'd be fired, and all these mamas would be wanting to know what I'm doing, not teaching their kids. So my schedule is for in the afternoon to post like 3 o'clock. Okay. And typically that's going to be for me a nutrition type thing, or a real life, like funny stuff, just me and my kids and what's going on. And then in the afternoon, nighttime, 6:30, 7 o'clock, I do my all call for my challenge group invite. These are things that are working for me right now. And I know that y'all have seen those. But for me, what's been awesome has been that Win the Week tracker. And I don't know, if you're not using it, I would encourage that too. Let's see. Okay, treat your business like a business. So your Facebook page is a storefront, and people are going to be looking at what you have in order to decide if they want to spend time with you, money with you, yada, yada, yada. So if you want to be treated as a business owner, you've got to act like you are a business owner. And I know for me, when I shifted, at first I kind of was very skeptical. I've said that too, but I kind of treated it like, yeah, maybe this will work. Maybe I can do something with this. Maybe I can get people to believe in me and invest with me. And, you know, I can really maybe actually help someone. But if you treat it as a maybe, yeah, that's what you're going to get. So you got to put on your big girl panties, and you got to go out there and just do it and own it. And people will be so much more receptive of you, because they believe what you're saying and they believe in you, and they just want you to boss them around and tell them what to do. I mean, they really do. So treat it like a business, and that's what it'll be. I'm not going to go through all that. I'm sorry. I'm just skipping over stuff. Figure out a system that works for you. Tracker, I've done all this. And I said this already, so what you do this month will be reflected next month, and that's pretty true. All right, so I'm going to stop my screen share, maybe. Okay, that's what I got.
All right, hold on, I guess my video is all messed up too. I can't get myself back on there. That's all right. So do you guys have any questions for Kelsey or Alden? They rocked it, and this is exactly what we teach, right? You guys can totally just put in the chat section any questions that you guys have for them, and I'm sure that they'll be happy to answer. Cicely said, thanks for the info. Great job. Seriously, you guys, like, this is business. This is what we do, and it's fun. Like, there's been just the connections and best friends that I have made personally, and I know, every successful coach will agree with me. And whenever we say successful coach, it's, those of us who do make this a priority, who do make success come a priority, who are rank advancing and recruiting to your team. Like, this is our sisterhood. This is our team culture, and we are attracting people who are just like us, and from that stems friendships and just like amazing growth. So yeah, you guys did amazing, and I don't think that we have any questions. So I won't keep you guys, and you know to post in the team pages if you think of anything, but I will have the recording up for you guys and your teams as soon as it uploads. So have a great night, you guys, and we will talk to you next Monday. See you later.